Hi, and welcome to Live with Dr. Ken. I'm here with my good friend Jeremy Louison, and with Rutherford. What's his name?
Ferdinand
the plant. We are going to talk about Juneteenth today.
Yeah.
Jeremy is a pastor in Memphis, Tennessee, here at Pioneer Church, representing with a shirt, we are in the same building here at the Memphis campus downtown with Visible Music College, and Jeremy also serves as director of students of the college, really at every campus, helping out all the campuses.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a conversation about Juneteenth. It's coming up. It's fairly new to people's vocabulary. Why don't you tell us, what is Juneteenth?
No, good question. Over the past recent years, there seems to be a surge. Not saying that it's new, but there's a better acknowledgement of it. So in August 2nd, 1776, America declared its independence from Great Britain. And so we celebrate that July 4th, and like we're independent. And even though America was free from Great Britain and we were considered free men, not all men, as we know, were free, there was still slavery. And so many, many, many years later, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, issued it in January 1st of 1863, declaring that all men are created equal and there will be the abolishment of slavery. Yeah. So he issued it, all slaves are free, and word didn't get out to Texas, apparently, right? Right. It was like Texas was like, no, we don't, la, 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 la. Yeah. And so after the Civil War, word didn't get out to Texas that, hey, all slaves are free until 2.5 years later in June 19th of 1865. The story is, so now the story varies. It says like, oh, there was a messenger sent to Texas, but he was killed on the way there. So that's why it took 2 years. Or it was, well, America really didn't push it until the slaves harvested one last good crop for Texas. And so on June 19th of 1865, General Granger came down to Texas and declared all slaves free. Another name for Juneteenth is also called Freedom Day or Jubilation Day, and that's when all men in America were free. And so
it's important to celebrate because
absolutely,
primarily
all men were free.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Right.
It's like another revelation, a fuller revelation of that independence.
Absolutely. And so that's Juneteenth, and it's called Jubilation Day in some parts, and it's called Freedom Day in some parts, and so it's to be celebrated. That's the day. I mean, we celebrate July 4th because that's our freedom from Great Britain, and then Juneteenth is a celebration of like we're all Americans, free Americans now. So that's the history of it.
So how is it commonly celebrated? Is it
a
variety of things?
Because like it's now being recognized in the world, and people are now understanding what it means. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't taught that in school.
Yeah,
I knew what July 4th was. I wasn't taught what Juneteenth was, and so we celebrate it in a day of just remembering. What's interesting is that the older churches would celebrate this day together. So it'd be like a barbecue, and everyone come out, and there'd be praise and worship, and that's the way it was celebrated when Juneteenth first happened. It was like, what's interesting, the church got together and was just like, we're all free and things like that. And so it was it's a great way to commemorate the freedom for the African American community no longer being slaves.
Yeah, that's great. So Visible Music College is celebrating Juneteenth this year.
Absolutely.
Taking a day off, presumably having a barbecue or something.
Yeah, right.
We're all church folks in here, so maybe that's going to be happening. What do you think is the reason for that?
I know the reason why we're celebrating it here is because we want to celebrate freedom for everyone, and we have a very diverse culture here, right? We have Black, white, Hispanic, we have international students, and so we all want to recognize what happened on Juneteenth, that our brothers and sisters who are African American, because of that day, like we're all set free. And so we just want to celebrate diversity here, and Juneteenth is a great way to acknowledge that.
Yeah, that's great. What do you see maybe future for Visible celebrating this, and maybe students' involvement or things that might happen as people get more used to having that as a day. It's in the summer, so we're not in
Yeah,
classes as
right.
much, but maybe some ideas.
No, I think a really great idea to celebrate it would just be, I mean, we have the bands and the musicians. It's just celebrating glorious music,
Yeah.
music that's I mean, think about it. In church, we have music that celebrates freedom. How great
Yeah.
would it be as a college? It's just like, hey, we're going to sing like old songs that
Yeah,
represent
yeah.
freedom, and
That's
it's going to
cool.
be people just coming together like the church
Yeah,
to celebrate
yeah.
the freedom of your fellow man. And so
That's a great place to I want to capitalize on that.
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah.
Celebrate the freedom of your fellow man. That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's used somewhere, but
I don't know.
it
We'll
is.
coin it right here.
There it is, right there. Anything else about Juneteenth that we?
No, I mean, I think the more the world, as we as a culture acknowledge it, and for any people group, ethnicity who has an Independence Day, being able to celebrate them.
Mm-hmm.
I know as believers, we celebrate when someone comes to Jesus. It's a big day. It's a
Yeah.
celebration. Same thing like when you get baptized. It's a big day. It's a celebration. I think we also need to focus on that as a celebration of freedom.
Yeah, that's great to do that as a culture, and we are happy to do it at Visible Music College. A little more information about Juneteenth from Live with Dr. Ken. Always, click, share, like, go to visible.edu, find out more about the college. A great place for creatives and Christians to come together and celebrate the freedom of our fellow man.
There you go. I like it.
Awesome.
I like it.